In this tutorial, I will walk you through how to build a PydanticAI web app so you can start chatting with DeepSeek R1 model using Gradio. And the best thing is, it takes less than 5 minutes to create the app. If you have never heard of DeepSeek R1 before, DeepSeek R1 is an open source artificial intelligence model developed by the Chinese startup DeepSeek. The model is optimized for reasoning, problem solving, and factual retrieval, and has gained significant attention for its capabilities and cost effectiveness, being superior to OpenAI's O1 model. To access DeepSeek AI models, you can either download them locally through Ollama or Hugging Face if you have a decent or premium GPUs. If your GPU cannot handle DeepSeek models, then I recommend Grok Cloud, an online open source models hosting service to connect DeepSeek R1 Llama 70B model. This is going to be a beginner-friendly tutorial, but having some experience with PydanticAI is highly recommended. However, it is not required. I have a video covering how to get started with PydanticAI. You can find the link in the description below if you're interested in learning more. I will be using DeepSeek R1 model 70B in this tutorial. Grok Cloud is currently free. Definitely sign up for an account and take advantage of the free usage right now. Now, let me give you a quick demo to showcase the web app. The goal of this tutorial is to help you get started so you can start creating a simple web interface to interact with generative models. And Gradio is probably the easiest open source front-end framework for that purpose, since this is a beginner-friendly tutorial. For the UI, we will only have a chat window, an input box, and a clear button to reset the conversation. Even with just the 3 elements, it is already enough for most of the general purposes. I will cover more advanced features in separate videos, like how to create apps to manage PDF summary agent, invoice processing agent, Google Cloud agent, and so on. And to start chatting with your AI agent, you simply type what you want and hit enter. Because DeepSeek R1 model is a highly capable reasoning model that excels at complex and multi-step tasks, it will first outline its logical approach before refining and presenting the final response. To get started, launch your terminal and run the command pip install PydanticAI Gradio. To initialize our PydanticAI agents, create a Python file and name it loadagents.py. In the loadagents module, import the Python packages and create a function to set up your PydanticAI agents. As I mentioned before, this is just a simple tutorial to guide you through how to use PydanticAI and Gradio to interact with DeepSeek R1 model. The agent will only be equipped with basic functionalities. To create the Gradio web app, create a Python file and name it app.py. Import Gradio and init agent. For the web app development, start out with the main routine to create a DeepSeek R1 agent instance. On the top, create an async function called submitMessage to handle user input. The reason why we need to run the function asynchronously is because PydanticAI uses async IO to manage the function calls. Inside the function, insert a try except block. The print function is used for debugging purposes only to print the current chat history. In the try block, send the user message to the AI agent and extract the response. When Gradio displays a message, it will automatically ignore content inside tags. When DeepSeek R1 returns a response, it will include its thought process inside a think tag. To display the entire output, we need to remove the think tag as shown on line 9. Next, from the chat history argument, we need to manually add the message records, very similar to how we create a message log using a list with OpenAI's API. To send the messages to the chat screen in the function output, return an empty string to clear the input, chat history to update the conversation on the screen, and status message to indicate web app is online. In the exception block, insert the procedure to display the error. That's the only function we will need. Let's put together the web UI. Set a Gradio blocks so we can easily insert the UI components. Compared to the interface UI, blocks offers more flexibility and control. Inside the blocks, add a title section using Markdown, chatbot widget to display the conversation, a text box for the user input, a button to clear conversation history, and status bar to indicate system state. In the chatbot widget, we need to set the type to messages so we can use a list of dictionaries with OpenAI style role and content key pair to pass the messages. And lastly, from the input field object, use the submit listener to call the submit message function when the user presses the enter key. If we look at the input and output parameters, the inputs parameter specifies the values or objects that will be passed to the submit message function. The outputs parameter determines where the values from the submit message function's output will go. To launch the web app in the main routine, call the launch function. Now let's run the app and give it a test. Let's start by giving it a simple math problem. From the output, it lists out the steps to solve the math problem and present it under final answer. For non-mathematical requests, it will break down the logic to understand the intent, then go through the reasoning to answer users' question. If you don't care about the thought process, simply return the message data directly. And that's everything I will be covering in this tutorial. Hopefully you find the video useful. If there are other things you would like me to cover, leave them in the comments below. Also, if you're a Patreon member, you can download the source code from the link in the description below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Happy coding. See you in the next one.